Hello, I'm really glad you're here. I'm Amy, and this is Amy's Wild Cards. This is the podcast where I interview people who I think are my friends with a deck of cards filled with random questions I have created. This deck in here will be shuffled at the beginning of each interview, and whatever questions come up in whatever order is completely up to fate. We're gonna laugh, maybe cry, possibly be offended. Let's get into it. Today, my friend Katya is here.
Hi.
Hi, Katya. Have you seen any of the podcasts?
I've seen one, but
Oh,
I
you
remember
did?
you saying, like, I'd prefer people not to. And
Yeah.
so I snuck one in, and then I was like, okay, I'm cut off.
Which one did you watch?
Autonomy.
Oh, you did watch Autonomy. What'd you
Yeah.
think?
I liked it. It was
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm probably not going to end up on it.
Oh,
I'm like nervous to be here.
are you?
Yeah.
What can I do to make you feel more comfortable?
You're doing great. I'll relax. Listen up. I didn't think I was so nervous. And then when you like hit record and started talking, I was like, oh, I don't want to look over there.
We're doing it.
There's a camera on me.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, I mean, I've been doing stuff on camera for years now, but when I first started doing it, I remember having just such a hard time seeing myself on camera. And like now doing this podcast, I've had the experience of watching myself gain weight on camera, which is like not the cutest thing I've ever done, but it is what it is. So I just kind of like, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to look perfect. I'm not always going to look how I want to look, but it's cool to have records. It's cool to have like audio, video records of yourself.
Totally.
Because like 10 years from now, you're going to be like, oh, I was such a babe. Or like, it was so cool that I did that thing.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I've grown so much. Or whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Is all fair in love and war?
Is all fair in love and war?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
People are crazy who say it is, personally.
Yeah.
Like people.
Why do people say it is?
You know that saying, though,
I've heard
right?
that saying, but I don't really know enough about it, so I was kind of confused. I'm like, why
Yeah.
do people say it's fair in love and war?
I don't know. I think it's people who like, what's that law? It was like around World War II, and it's like had to do with the Nuremberg trials, and basically it's like people think like when you're in war you just got to do what you got to do, but it's like no, like there's actual repercussions, and like people went to jail afterwards for what they did, and the concentration camps and all this stuff. So war crimes, like there's still war crimes.
Yeah, okay, given that context, absolutely no do I think all is fair in love and war, not even a bit.
You can't just like, no, you're like, oh, whatever it is, fine. It's like,
way.
no, I don't think so. Is it okay to date during the holidays?
To date during the holidays?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be?
I know. I did it this year. Did you know that? You knew that.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, sure, yeah.
And it was interesting.
Is there a reason why it wouldn't be? What's
Well,
the argument?
It's just like it's a busy time. It's like kind of weird. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, like you'd connect, but then they just wouldn't have a lot of time to like talk to you.
Sure.
Or they would be like, let's pick things up after the holidays or whatnot.
Yeah, logistically it sounds challenging, but I don't think that
yeah.
it's like wrong to do.
Right.
Why would there be like a time of the year where it's like you should not?
Yeah.
Date.
No, I know, right? What a weird question. Who wrote that?
I like it.
Have you, another Hinge one, have you ever gotten high off of Hinge?
High off of Hinge? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Never say never.
Does everyone need to do the 12 steps?
No.
No, why not?
Great question. Maybe I'll have a different answer once I finish them.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of forms of having like self-reflection, and the 12 steps is like one way of doing that, one program for it. I think it's really structured. I think there's like a lot of positives to it with like the fellowship and the camaraderie and the accountability of like people kind of knowing your business and being on a similar path. But I think for some folks, you might not need that. Or there's like another structured path that works equally well, or I don't know. Maybe it depends. I don't know. It's my opinion.
Listen, nobody on this podcast is an expert. It's literally just people I like, and I want to know what they think.
Am I part of that?
Yeah, you're a part of that. Like, I like you. Be on my podcast.
Oh my god, I'm flattered.
I kind of want to adjust how I'm sitting. Hold on.
Okay. I'm like, can they hear me breathe?
A little bit.
Just breathe out in the corner.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do. Okay. Oh, just did it right into the mic. Okay. Describe the afterlife.
Oh, so interesting. I'm reading a book and it has like an interesting thought about the afterlife. What do I think it is? Gosh, I don't know. I think there's kind of like a trippy time in the afterlife. I imagine it's like this psychedelic experience once you pass where you're like reconnected with the spiritual all, the 99% and like release your form. And then what? Is there some time before you like reform into something else? I don't know if that's like quite what reincarnation is, but I don't think things like dissolve and cease to exist. I think like the energy is transformed in some way. So I imagine that between forms, it's got to be trippy as heck, you know? And then what? I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I was raised so hardcore on the concept of heaven. And it's like, as a Christian, I think I'm supposed to still believe in heaven, but it's like, I don't know. But I do agree with the idea that like, you know, energy can't be created or destroyed. Is it created or destroyed?
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
because, so it's like our souls. So it's like when you say, people are like, oh, I created life. I think that's why people have children sometimes. They want to feel powerful. Like, oh, I made this thing. Okay, first of all, you got lucky or not lucky, depending on how you look at getting pregnant. I'm still like, even though I'm in my late 30s, I still, when people tell me they got pregnant, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I think we're like teenagers who were like, oh, I don't want it. I'm like, oh, no, you're happy? Oh.
Yeah.
So usually I'm like, if I'm not sure how to feel about something for someone, I'm like, well, how do you feel about it? Like, oh, how do you feel about your haircut? Do you like your haircut? Great. Oh, that's great. Then I love your haircut too. What is one mistake you keep making?
A mistake I keep making. The first one that comes to mind is just like I take a lot on. I'm afraid to say no and set boundaries, and then I get burnt out, and then I'll end up resenting people or just kind of like disconnecting and going into a shame spiral where I'm like, I'm unreliable and I'm a shitty person and all that stuff. And I'm definitely overcommitting.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely getting better at it, but that's why it's a lesson that I'm still having to learn.
So the lesson is not people pleasing, not overcommitting. What is it exactly?
I think it's like balance and boundaries, being
balance and boundaries. I like
balance
that.
and boundaries, having some like realistic, and I don't know. I have to like really look at my calendar before I put things on. I used to just be like yes to everything because I want to be the person who says
Dangerous.
yes and has like the space and time for everyone and whatever they need and like be of service. And I thought that was like so virtuous.
Sure.
But then I would get burnt out and then I'm like, I can't do anything for anyone. I'm a horrible piece of shit. So it's looked like, wow, I'd love to. I don't know that I have the time. Let me like check in and get back to you tomorrow or something and give myself space away from the expectant eyes and like be like, yes or no, and also feeling more comfortable changing my mind and being like, hey, I know I said yes and I actually have to change it and I'm sorry and like maybe we can reschedule or whatever. Like that kind of stuff, just practicing that has made it easier because in the past it used to feel like this horrible thing for me to say, no, I don't want to do this thing. I'm like, I can't, I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
But I am.
Yeah.
And it's healthy.
Great. I really like how you put all of that. It sounds like you're growing in it. Yeah.
Feels that way.
What color is my aura? Oh my God, I'm so glad you got this question.
What color is your aura?
What color is my aura? Should I not look at you or look at you? What helps?
I don't know.
Yeah. I like that you're really thinking about it.
I'm really thinking about it.
I appreciate that.
Well, I don't want to just throw a color out there.
No, that'd be irresponsible.
Irresponsible, disrespectful to the aura who's like, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying.
I'm trying to see you.
I'm really trying. I kind of want to say it's like, I'm like going between purple and orange.
Oh, very
That's like the
interesting.
colors that keep coming to mind or like coming to feel. I'm like, all right, somewhere in that. But the purple is like a dark, shiny
Oh,
color. And then the orange doesn't feel super bright either. It's like a rusty something,
interesting.
which I think is a beautiful color.
And they're complementary colors on the color wheel.
Yellow and purple.
Yellow. Oh, I was so
orange and blue.
close.
But you're close.
I was really close. I was like, wait, this sounds
they're
wrong.
around.
It's yellow. Okay, but they're close. They're close. They're close. They're close. Okay. So Spence got that question before we had to do a reshoot with Spence, but on his first interview, he got that question, and he said my aura was red, but my hair was also dyed red then, so I feel like I know it's like washing out. There's like a little bit left. Ugh. But did you know if you put vitamin C in your hair, it helps remove semi-permanent color?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I learned that. I just started doing it. It's not working yet, but we'll see.
Oh, you're trying to get the color out.
I'm trying to get the rest of the color out, yeah. Big spoon, little spoon, both, switch, or get the fuck out of my bed.
Switch. Both.
Yeah.
I love little spooning though. I definitely have a preference for that, but I also like the big spoon.
The amount of like large, grown, rustic men that I have held, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like they're like bosses in their life and like they're doing this or doing that, but they want to be the little spoon.
Yeah, when I do that, I'm a jetpack.
You're a jetpack. Yeah, that's so cute.
That's what I used to call it.
Yeah.
Can I be your jetpack?
That's really cute. How long have transgender people existed?
For a long, long time. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, two-spirit people, I don't know how long that goes back, but that's like of the...
Transgender universe?
Yeah.
Marvel universe, transgender universe?
Like the
what?
lineage of transness. I mean, like, before that was the identifier. I think two-spirit people, like, trans people would be encompassed in that, and that's been going on for as long as we've had tribes, probably.
Yeah.
A long time.
Which is, like, beginning of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agricultural revolution was like 300,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't.
I don't know.
That's definitely not true. That's the start of, please cut this out. This part.
Nope, not going to.
I just read my facts, and I remember when I gave it to someone, I was like, oh, I messed something up. But no, it was like, now I sound like a total idiot. But
I sound dumb all the time on here.
300,000 years ago is like some part of human development. Is it like the time of Homo sapiens? Maybe that's what it is. Have you read Ishmael?
No.
That's where I got these little facts from.
Mm-hmm. I know that, like... Oh, no, that wasn't going to be helpful information. We just both sound dumb right now. That's fine. I was like, Jesus. All
right.
2,000 years ago. Anyways.
No, yeah. That's closer to agricultural revolution.
Okay.
It's like not that far ago. And then the first number I threw out there, I think is like for Homo sapiens.
Cool.
When we like branched off from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was raised to think dinosaurs weren't real because if they were real, it meant creationism wasn't real. And then the earth is supposed to only be, or like, do you know what I'm getting at?
Is that what the Bible says?
Listen, the Bible is a confusing, whiny book that is not all literal. And I think the creation story is also not literal.
Yeah.
And the creation of, like, specifically, like, the first 7 days and what was created on each day, I don't think that's literal.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are like, no, when Adam and Eve, like, that was, you know, when God created man, which was in the 7 days, like, that's, no. So I was raised to think that because dinosaurs are supposed to be, I don't know, however old, millions or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that is true, then it means the creation story is not true. So then I was raised to think that
dinosaurs must not be real.
Yep.
I think you would like this book, Ishmael. It's really
I've heard of it.
interesting. I have a copy if you want to borrow it.
Okay, I'll think about reading again sometime soon. Right now I'm listening to books. That's, at least I'm doing something.
Sure.
If you had the perfect body and money in the bank, would you be happy?
There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
No, I think happiness comes from more than like our shape and pockets.
You know what answer I thought would be like really fun if you gave? this is like the director in me. If you were just like, I already have the perfect body and money in the bank, and I'm very happy. Thank you very much.
Oh, that would be great. If only.
Actually, I have those things. But you do. You do. You do.
Not really.
You have a. I don't like to talk about other people's bodies.
Let's
So
not
we won't
talk
do that.
about bodies.
We're gonna move on.
Great. Oh.
What motivates you to keep existing?
Why are you so nervous to ask that?
I just was having trouble breathing from the last interaction.
Oh, okay. I thought like that question made you nervous. I was like, is that scary to ask me?
No, my shirt's really tight and I can't breathe.
Valid. What was it? What makes me want to keep existing?
What motivates you to keep existing?
What motivates me to keep existing? Okay, well, when I'm not in like a spiral of despair, I don't have to think twice. I'm like, life's great, happy to be here.
Yeah.
When I start to question whether I want to be here, the thing that keeps me, there's some level of like trust and faith that everything will pass, and so even this despair, this dark hole will pass and it will feel light again, and just like kind of like holding on to older memories, like, okay, it's been all right, it will be all right again. Guilt, I'm like, what would that do if I decided not to keep existing? How would that impact the people around me? And I don't like using guilt and shame as a motivator for many things, but that's a good one.
But it's keeping you alive.
It keeps me alive.
Great.
So be grateful.
Oh, this is the perfect question for you.
Okay.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you, God,
Thanks,
for
God.
shuffling the deck in a way where Katya gets this question. Is polyamory real? Or are people just horny and afraid of being alone?
I think polyamory is as real as monogamy is real.
Ooh.
I think they're both just ways of relating with people. I don't think there's anything that makes monogamy like the right way to have love and sex any more than polyamory does. It's just like the mainstream, like accepted version of love. And we're not even taught to like question it or doubt it. We're just like, this is the structure. This is how you do relationships. And I think polyamory is just like, I really philosophically love it. It's like, love is not possessive. Love is not limited. It's not like you only have the capacity to love one person and have sex with one person and whatever, like have one type of relationship, and that it's so exclusive. It's saying that like love is expansive and done with integrity, done in a good way. Like, what's wrong with loving more people as long as everyone is doing their best to be honest and kind and compassionate and considerate, all the things, and safe, you know?
I think it gets over sexualized, the concept of polyamory.
Sure.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because I mention this all the time. I'm like, as a Christian or growing up Christian, but it's like been so formative for me. It's like, you know, there are many stories of polyamory in the Bible. However, like, we're not supposed to like engage in that as Christians. It's supposed to be like committing to one person and building that family, or however you choose to do that. But I'm over here like as a Christian being like, yeah, polyamory sounds fine. You know, so I don't know. I always say I have a very liberal approach to Christianity, but I don't think anything is like one thing. I think there's a lot of roads to like wherever you need to go.
I almost feel like you could reword it and be like, is monogamy a real thing, or is it just people who are like afraid of hard feelings, or like afraid of losing something,
or afraid of being outside of like the mainstream norms?
Sure. I mean,
'Cause
imagine
I
if
think there's a lot
it
of
was
that,
never
too.
even the mainstream
The standard.
norm.
Yeah. No, that's a really good way to put it, especially growing up in the suburbs. It was like, oh, you get married, you have kids, blah, 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 that's what you do. And anyone who was like a swinger or did anything different, you were just like, ooh, that's so taboo. Or, you know, people always look like dating, not so much now, it still comes up now, but like, you know, in my 20s and stuff, people be like, have you had a threesome? Like, blah, 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 blah. That's always like such a thing. But it's always like sexualized.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's a really good point. Do babies like you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
They do.
that's great.
Yeah.
It means you have good energy.
I like them too.
Oh. Where's the line between confidence and delusion?
Great question. I feel like they could kind of overlap at times.
Kanye West. You know what I mean? Like there's just people who come to mind.
Sure.
The president of our country. Yeah, there's a few.
Where's the line between confidence and delusion? I feel like if we look at the definition of each word, but then like when you think about, you know, certain characters who were like, they're delusional, and they'd be like, I'm a confident person. Like,
But like the Wright brothers, the people who invented flight, like people thought they were delusional.
Right.
They thought Tesla was delusional, and he invented, you know. So it's like we have all these examples of that, but you have to be a little delusional for greatness.
sure.
You know?
Yeah. Maybe there's like a level of, like, for those examples, work or research or knowledge or like passion, dedication to something where you're like, I believe
Yes.
with reason that this
With
is
reason. Okay.
a doable thing, or that I can accomplish this thing, versus delusion is like, with no foundation, I think I can.
Oh, okay. So foundation.
Maybe that's
and
part
some
of it.
evidence of
Yeah,
some sort.
right?
Okay, I like that. That's helpful. Because sometimes I'm like, am I delusional? All these questions are really about me and thoughts I've had.
Yeah.
Things I want to know the answers to.
Great.
Let's do one or two more and then your final question.
Okay.
What is something you are horrible at?
History. I'm only thinking about that. So I, do math intervention.
Right.
And sometimes my kids just think I'm smart. And I'm like, I struggle with certain subjects. Like, I struggle with history, and I wish I wish it was taught differently, but I struggle with dates, as you might have noticed with the stupid question. Dates and names and places, like, that was why history was so hard for me. And it wasn't until I had a history class that they're like, we want to see patterns. We don't care about, like, the details. But if we look at these authoritarian governments, like, what patterns can you notice? Like, can you talk about those? And even if you're just kind of in the ballpark for dates and places, that's good enough. I did great in that. And I learned and I enjoyed, and I was like, okay, right?
Yeah.
But the way that it's normally taught, I had to cheat so that I
Yeah.
get good grades.
That's understandable. So one of my biggest, like, pet peeves in terms of, like, intelligence is, it may not be a sign of intelligence, but I think it is, when people use the wrong form of your or their. Drives me crazy. And any person I've dated and I've tried to, like, get over it and be like, it's not that big of a deal, Amy, like, you're being judgmental, maybe they're smart in other areas, they always become a red flag of a person. Every single time.
Okay.
The only person I know who's not a red flag person who uses the wrong form of your and their is my brother.
Okay.
But every single time I've tried to date someone like that, it just doesn't, I can't do it.
You're like, I don't want to date my
But
brother.
I'm going, yeah. But I'm going on a date tonight with someone he's used the wrong form of your a few times. And the wrong form of two. He luckily, he didn't. So he sounds like an idiot. No. But he's like really good at math. And like, I can do math. Math is fine, but it's not like my strong suit. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's just like really good at math and I'm really good at English and he's just not good at English, and so he is smart, but he's dumb this way. But it's such a turn off for me. I was like, it gives me the ick that you don't know the right form of there. And he's like, your ick gives me the ick. And I was like, that's ridiculous.
That's valid.
That your ick gives me the ick?
Sure.
Ugh.
Because it's like our ick is an indicator of values and stuff, or I don't know. Sometimes it can be a bit more superficial, but sometimes it's like, maybe he's like, well, whatever. I don't need to get into it. But
No, go ahead. We have a little bit of time.
We have a little bit of time. I don't know. I think sometimes the ick can just be like, for whatever unknown reason, this thing that you do icks me out. And I think sometimes it's like an indicator of misaligned values or desires or something where you're like, I actually value grammar. and
Yeah.
and he's like, not only do I not value grammar, or not that he doesn't value it, but he thinks like your judgment of like bad grammar might mean that you're like, I don't know, caring about something that he doesn't think is important. And so then he's like, okay, your ick gives me the ick. Like the fact that you care about this so much.
Yeah.
Ew, you know?
Yeah. Whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. I also I was talking to Kevin, one of my questions was about like dating poor people or something like that. And like for reference, I'm a poor person. But I don't want to date someone who makes less money than me. Because I already make such little money that I'm like, you can't be more broke than I am. Like that's not going to work for me. And then, or was it, I think I mentioned it with Kevin and it came up with Spence, but the Spence said I was like sounding judgmental. And then this sounds maybe judgmental too. And so then I just wonder, am I a judgmental person? But aren't we all a little bit?
Yes, I think this is funny. I remember with my ex-boyfriend, I was thinking, I was like, am I judgy? Because like sometimes he'd call me out for that. And he's like, yeah, and I love you anyways. And
that's nice.
Yeah, sweet, right? But then I also had this experience having like these so-called judgments about him, and then one day I like vent to my cousin about it. And she's like, "Girl, those are values, not judgments. Like judgments are, there's a difference between like an unfair judgment that has no evidence and basis and foundation, where you're just like, I'm judging this person for whatever thing, or I don't know. But there's also the real definition of judgment of like making a judgment about something, just like making having an opinion about something. Like you're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah. That's good. We're running out of time, so I'm going to jump to this. Final question for all of my guests. If this were the only surviving audio clip of you left in existence, what do you want people to know?
Oh, God. No pressure,
You have a minute.
Oh, no. What would I want people to know? Can I just breathe for the whole time? No, I see the timer.
Sure.
Oh, God, I don't know. More, the first thing that comes to mind is more love, more gardens.
That's so cute.
More love, more gardens, friends. Create and don't consume. That's another little slogan I like.
That's a good one. Create
more than you consume. I think that's really important.
Oh, that's hard, too.
It's a great challenge. It's a great invitation.
Yeah.
Question your consumption, try to create as much as possible. I'm just like really thinking about localizing as much as possible these days, because before this chapter, as you know, I was living on a commune where we're like super in that. And it can be hard being in the suburbs and feeling so disconnected from the things that I use in my day-to-day, from my food that I'm not growing, that I'm like buying at a grocery store, and all these things. And when I was living in the mountains in a commune, it's like people provide for one another. We trade a lot, we share, we barter, we're all little creators.
Oh my God, you have 5 seconds.
That's it. Create more than you consume. More love, more gardens. I don't know.
Thank you, Katya. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye.